Good evening. Hopefully everyone at home is doing well. I'm doing well and I'm excited to be coming to you. I am Dr. Jackson. I am your lecturer and your instructor tonight. We're in a different environment. We're in our studio tonight rather than being in our auditorium tonight. And so we've got a wonderful amount of information to cover with you tonight. And hopefully I can help you understand some life skills and becoming the best you can become. Our audio is on. I know our audio engineer has our audio on and all of those things. And so we're moving very fast tonight. A lot of material to cover. I know that it's the holiday seasons and we won't be having class next Thursday due to the fact that it's Thanksgiving, I believe it is. So you won't be able to be here. So tonight, you that are seeing this second-handed or seeing it in a different segment, unfortunately, you will not be able, class will be missed, but there's some things that I think is going to be very helpful tonight that we're going to cover. And so they're going to be optimizing our shots, and he's going to be giving some information. Our first slide roll in today is 10 tips to being more assertive, 10 tips to being more assertive. And if you will roll in, I'm going to talk to our engineer today, roll that in if you will, and let's look here as we move forward. Our engineer has a difficult job tonight of working with us, but he will make sure that we're on focus. Many people struggle with being assertive and how to be assertive. They know how to do everything else, but being assertive, they don't know how to go about being assertive. And so they are taking advantage of, people use them. They don't know when to. There's a fine line between being assertive and being nasty. And hopefully we can help you as a coach and as an individual, help people understand that, because they usually hold everything in until they explode. And all of a sudden, all of these ideas come out in an anger fashion. But we're going to deal with these tips to help you with assertiveness. The first thing that we want to do is decide you're not going to be that you're going to decide to be more assertive. That's the first thing. You must decide that you are going to be more assertive. A decision has to be made. Oftentimes people say, well, I don't want to offend nobody. I just want to be nice. Well, it's okay to be nice. But today you must decide that I'm going to be more assertive. I'm going to take charge of my life and all of the parameters that life throw at me. The second thing that you want to do is you need to commit to being more assertive. You must make a commitment to being more assertive. Assertiveness is not something that you're going to think, I'm gonna do it one day, hopefully I'll get around to it. You must commit to the decision to be assertive. Today is the day that I'm going to take charge, be more assertive, handle things, and not procrastinate being assertive. And then you must tell yourself, I'm going to be more assertive. I'm going to address certain things. I'm not going to let certain things pass by. Today is the day I start by telling myself. People are going to stop treating me like a doormat. People are going to stop treating me like a doormat. You must make a decision. Today is the day that no one will treat me like a doormat. They will not walk over me. They will not take advantage of me. They're going to value my time. They're going to value who I am. They're going to appreciate who I am and everything that I bring to the table. Many times in life, people will treat you like you allow yourself to be treated. If people abuse you, it's not because they want to abuse you. It's because they think you have given them permission to abuse you. And I oftentimes say people violate when there are no rules and standards. As long as you have no, I don't do that, I won't do that, you won't treat me that way, people will continue to treat you that way. But many times what happens is we hold it in until we're angry. So we're, if you allow me to use the term, pissed. And then we explode. If we had been more assertive and direct and have left clear lines of division of what we will accept, what we will not, spoke up, I am not your doormat, I will not be treated like, you will not walk over me, walk in my life, you will not. Many people, if you understand this will help you with relationships, it'll help you with your family. Many of us find ourselves that our family will treat us like a doormat. We're the last to be called. We're the last to be called for anything that's going good. We're the first to be called if there's a need. People don't legitimately check on us and see how we're doing. They love us for what we bring to the table and not necessarily for who we are. And then we get hurt. and we are wounded, and we say it's just not fair how people treat us. And so we're in our bubble, and then we get angry with people. Well, people will treat us how we teach them to treat us. And so we're going to deal with that tonight, a little bit of that. Expectations. Expect resistance from people who are used to pushing you around. The moment you start to be assertive, people that's always push you around, always taking advantage of you, always use you, always thought it was okay for you to be a doormat, they're going to say, oh, you're acting brand new. You're changing. What's wrong with you? You've never been this way. Who are you hanging around? Who put this in your head? You're getting grand. You got a car. You got a house. You think you're somebody. You're acting different now. Why are you acting different? You wouldn't always. I used to ask you to come all the way across town to bring me a biscuit, and you would bring me a biscuit. And now you're complaining about gas and bringing me a biscuit when you didn't normally do that. You can expect resistance when you determine to set boundaries. Not necessarily that people want to, but they've gotten comfortable with taking advantage of you so long that it's what they do. They'll do it so long that they don't even realize that it's anything wrong by doing it. They've been so used to getting you to do whatever they want you to do when they want you to do it, and then you start saying, I can't. I have other responsibilities. I can't. My time doesn't allow me to be able to do that. What's so important you can't? So naturally expect some resistance when you start making this move. I figured out it starts with this. First, be a good listener. The first tip I've learned. Try to understand other people's perspective and their view. Listen to them when they talk. As I found out, when I listen to people, it gives me great insight of what they're thinking or how their mind is functioning. One of the ways that, believe it or not, being assertive, do not interrupt when they are trying to explain things to you, even if you get what they are saying before they finish. One of the few lessons is I oftentimes tell people, even as a client and working with people, is teach them to listen to people all the way out. Because now that's the respect you're going to demand back that you're expecting out of them. So you listen to people all the way out. You let them articulate exactly what they have on mind, what they're thinking. It's easy when you know what they're going to say. So you're getting ready to quit. Never finish people's words. That's not always cute. It's not always a sign that you're smart. Sometimes people that say, I'm thinking about quitting because I don't feel appreciated. Well, they need to be able to say, I didn't feel appreciated. It's attached to the word, I'm thinking about quitting. If you allow them to say, so you just want to quit. You just want to walk out on me. So you're done. After all this time we done worked and tried to make this thing work, you're gone. So that's what you're doing? That's what you're doing now? Allow people to communicate. Allow them to get their words out. Don't interrupt. Now that's hard. Because sometimes you know what they're going to say automatically. You already know what's getting ready to come out of their mouth, and it's easy to want to say something. Let them finish what they're saying. If you have any objections or problems, explaining them clearly without yelling. If you disagree, you have to learn how to talk to people without yelling. I work with people and they'll be talking and says, see, the problem is, no, you're yelling. No. You lower your tone. You look at them warmly. You talk to them warmly. And you talk with them and says, hey, the problem is that I'm not understanding. How you came across to me was very uncomfortable to me. What happens when you argue? Often happens when you argue, you have to apologize. Because people say, I didn't like how you talked to me. And then you didn't lift your voice. I was lifting my voice so they could hear what I was saying. You come off as rude. You didn't mean to be rude, but you came off as rude. So if you intentionally bring your voice to a modest level, hey, what are you trying to get me to understand? What you said to me, I didn't really understand, and I kind of disagree with it. I was hearing you, but what you were saying didn't it didn't work for me. What happens is many times we get out of character to communicate, and then we have to apologize. Then we feel bad, like I shouldn't have talked to her. That's my grandmother, that's my mother, that's my cousin, that's my auntie, that's my uncle, that's my brother, that's my sister, especially when people mean a lot to you. I understand why you might say this because you feel that, but I don't like to make you aware of the other. So I say stuff like this. I understand why you might feel that way. I start off communicating. What does that do? That makes the other person feel like that you understand. I understand why you might feel that way. Because they'll say, you know what, you're always bossy. You know what? I can understand why you might see that way. I get it. I do come off sometimes as a little brass. Take some time. What it tells them is that you understand their perspective, and it welcomes people in. You're able to be assertive, but you're now being so domineering. I get it. So when people are telling me what I didn't do right or what I should have done, and they was like, see, you always doing such and such, and I was like, okay, I can see that. I may come off as a little sharp tone, but my intention would never be to do such and such, such and such, such and such. It helps when you can express to the person their perspective. Now, you can't do that if you don't listen. Listening is a key to being assertive, to establishing your position. You can't establish your position by your own perspective. You can ratify your position by understanding other people's vantage point of view, how they see you. And you say to them, I can see how you can see that. That makes a lot of sense. But it was never my intention to make you feel like you had no choices. You have to learn how to be able to say no without feeling guilty. This is one of the great things that people struggle with, learning how to say no without feeling guilty. Many people struggle with this. Now, it's very easy to say yes. Yes, I can do it. Yes, I'll be there. Yes. And for many people, it's very difficult to say no. You have to learn how to be able to say no without feeling guilty. If that no doesn't work for you, or that yes does not work in your favor, it's okay to say no. No, I won't do it. I can't do it. Life, time does not afford me. I can't. It's going to stretch me too much. I cannot afford to keep being your bank. So I don't have $20 into Tuesday. I'm not. And if you never give me my $20 back. So my answer is no. And don't feel guilty. It's very easy to say yes, but it's very hard for many of us sometimes to say no. Saying no often makes us feel guilty. We feel guilty about saying no because we feel like we've let people down. Saying no makes you feel guilty. Sometimes people will try to guilt trip you into saying yes. And you have to be able to identify guilt trippers. You don't want to do it. And they was like, hey, you do love me, don't you? I really need you. And if you don't do it, I don't have no one else in the world that, you're the most wonderful person ever. And my mom died when I was 12 years old, and I have no other friends. If my mom's on crack, my dad's a rapist, they give me these exorbitant stories. And they start off saying, I need you. If you don't do it, it just won't get done. Well, you have to be able to identify with that and say, I understand what you're saying, but unfortunately, I won't be able to be that option. I still love you, and I'm glad that you have great confidence. I reiterate to people back what they tell me. They say, I really need you, and nobody cares for me like you, and you're just an awesome person. And I tell them, I'm glad that I'm able to be someone that you need, and that you know that I care for you more than anyone else. So by me telling you this, that I can't, it comes from a sincere place. You have to be able to say no and mean it. Now, this is a difficult place for some. Say no and mean it. I said no. I will not be able to do it. Say no and mean it. I will not be able to do what you need me to do. I will not be able to make it happen. Say it and mean it. One of the things that many people struggle with is letting their no be no. Because they start saying to you, but are you sure? Is there a way? And ready, they start whining. I'm just trying to figure out how if you don't help me. And so what I started doing is I started making a checklist, an assessment. If I was in their position, what would they respond? Sometimes their answer would be affirmatively, no, I'm sorry, man, I can't do that. Man, I'm out. Later, partner. If their answer is later, out of here, partner, I can't do it, then ready? You have to match people sometime with the level of treatment that they give you. Ready? And don't feel bad. Oftentimes I'm very polite, but firm. I can say it nicely. That's how you say it. So you need to borrow $1,000. Okay. $1,000. Well, buddy, man, that's a little bit of money. Well, I know it ain't no problem for you, Doc. Yeah, be honest with you, brother, I got it. But I'm not going to be able to help you with that. Not this time. But thank you for having enough confidence in me and my financial wherewithal to be able to do it. But this time, I'm just really not going to be able to just help you on that. Not this time. I've got some other things I'm going to be working on. But thank you. But do you have? I absolutely got it. But got other things that I've already planned and allotted and done it. But I'm not going to be able to help you with that. But thanks for asking. And thank you for trusting in me and being a financially stable person. I try to present that so you are able to see that. But by knowing that means I take everything under consideration. But I've got some other responsibilities that I just got to handle. And now this is my favorite one. Ready? I'm very sorry, but no. I'm sorry, but no. My favorite one. Another word I have to use sometimes is the end of discussion. No. But you think, no. I'm very sorry, but no. End of discussion. I'm done. If you don't do that, people will continue to go on and on. What they do is they try to debate you until they wear you down. Well, why? And I mean, I'll get it back to you next Friday. Next Friday. Okay. Well, you just be in the dark the next Friday. I mean, you need some candles? You going to run a generator? Well, I got $500. My light bill is $1,000. And my answer to them is perfect. I know a place where you can get a $250 generator. You can run a generator for $25 per day. And you got 7 days. Then you'll be in a position when you get your check on next Thursday that you'll have more than enough to be able to take care of what you need to take care of. They start thinking, what happens is they're not going to have the money. They're not going to pay you back. They're going to leave you holding the bill, and you're going to be stuck with doing it. So they just keep talking. Oftentimes, this is the word I give you. I gave you my answer, and my answer is final. And this is what I said. Can't help you. I gave you my answer, and my answer is final. Let's look. Let's go back. Put it back up again. These are some words that we say. Say no and mean it. Be polite but firm. I'm very sorry, but no. End of discussion. Don't get involved in further debates. Let people keep on wearing you down. I gave you my final answer. My final answer is no. Sometimes in this, you have to do this. You literally have to walk away. All right, man, good to see you. Sorry, can't do it. See you. Out of here, man. I got to go. And then just keep walking. I'll be smiling, nice, and what you call, out of here. They were talking to me on the phone. Well, hey, you think, man, I just won't be able to do it, but I appreciate you. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. Take care, bye-bye. You gotta walk away. You gotta end it. There's no need to say, well, I understand, man, what you're going through. No. Can't. Sorry. I'm very sorry, but no. Oftentimes said be reasonable. Agree to disagree. I use this term all the time. Be reasonable. You can make the statement, I agree to disagree. Having different points of views necessarily means that the person may or may not be wrong. We just agree to disagree. We don't share the same vantage point. It's okay. Some level of debate can be healthy. Debating issues. Pick your battles carefully. Everything is not something you should fuss about. I pick and choose my battles. Some people love to be confrontational. Every matter is not a matter that requires debate. I pick my battles carefully. I choose whether or not I want to debate over something. Sometimes people want to get you caught up in a debate talking about this and that or this and that. No. I don't oftentimes do that. There is no need to do the stand your ground on everything. Sometimes people will get you to the point you got to fuss. No. Part of being assertive is that it's not. I know when to hold and when to fold. It's not even worth me getting into it. Particularly in relationships when I'm dealing with people. Sometimes people want to be right so bad that they destroy a whole relationship being right. We oftentimes talk about there's a fine line between what we call assertive and aggressive. When we talk about assertive and aggressiveness is where you assert, where you are sharing your vantage point. You're sharing how you want to be treated, your perspective. Aggressiveness is when you stop respecting other people. You're forcing it on them. Like, take this. This is it. This is what I said. And it's my way or the highway. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You now went from assertive to being overly aggressive. And what happens is people feel victimized when they see that level of aggression. I oftentimes tell people, you have to stop feeling like you have to have an opinion on everything. Many times in life, people feel like they have to have an opinion on everything. Sometimes it's easy just to say yes. Okay, cool. Sometimes it helps you avoid a conflict. Sometimes people will say something that's like, oh, that's cool. I give an answer like, it's cool. Sometimes we fuss too much. Someone says, well, what do you think about such and such? It's cool with me. Well, are you going to do it? Don't know yet, but it's a cool idea. I say stuff like, it don't make a difference to me one way or the other. I can or cannot. Sometimes that diffuses situations. You don't want to be a pushover, a yes man or a yes woman, but you can refer to things by saying, it really don't make a difference. What do you think about such and such? They're gonna be up. Man, that's the best team ever. Man, can't nobody really play ball like that little boy. Let me tell you something, them boys are good. And then all of a sudden, they don't want to do business with you because you think Green Bay is the ultimate team. And they was like, man, I don't think Green Bay. Man, it really don't make a difference to me whether we paint the room red or yellow. It really doesn't matter. It's not a deal breaker to me. Be careful of the statement using the I statement. We're going to talk about this. The I statement. It excludes people. Let other people know that you're thinking without sounding accusatory. I think that such and such. We talk about starting the sentence with I also can be helpful when you say I. It allows people to know that you are involved as well, that you're not just you need to do, and I don't know why you are doing this, and you need to be, and if you don't do this right, and you don't, well, I kind of think I should try to do a better job at working with the team. I feel like that I could have came at this situation a better way. Don't use aggressive languages such as you always and you never. These are words that people do. Languages like you always, you'll never help out with nothing. You always got. These are words that divide. And people normally become offended before you can even communicate. Rehearse what you will say sometimes before you talk to people. Practice and anticipate in front of a mirror how they will respond. Sometimes I don't go crazy doing it, but I'm gonna say this, and she gonna say, nah, I ain't got time for that. And you're gonna say, and I'm gonna say, but I got time for you always. I'm gonna anticipate the actions based upon her normal pattern. Say what you want to say out loud. Stop having conversations in your head. It always sounds good in your head. I tell people that all the time. Having conversations in your head, it always sounds good. You can never make a mistake in your head. because it's your playing field. But as you start saying it, I think you can't live without me. Huh? Oh, you think I can't live without you? I'm going to show you. When you hear it come out in your head, you're like, she can't live without me. I can't live with, what you really meant is I can't live without this relationship. But it sounds like you said that she can't live without you. And she said, oh, I can't? I'm going to show you. I was paying my bills before you came along. I'm good. Capiche? Sometimes it's good to ask a friend that you can trust to critique what you say. When you got to get some things, I'm gonna talk to Celestine. I'm gonna talk to Raph. I'm gonna talk to my boss, my supervisor. And this is some of the things I want to say. What do you think? How did that sound? Ask a friend that you trust to critique you. Sometimes you got to ask other people to listen how you say it, because you was like, I'm gonna tell them like this, like, you know what? I'm sick of you. I'm not dealing with this no more. And if you try me like that one more time, someone you trust may look at you and say, you know, you may not want to tell your boss that. You may be looking for a new department. Matter of fact, he may transfer you out of his department, or he may insubordination and fire you. That's not the right way to go about doing it. Oftentimes because we never say it out loud and hear ourselves say it, we think all these things in our head, and when we finally open our mouth, people think that we were rude and mean. And we didn't even mean that way. We didn't mean to come off that way. That's not who we are. But it's how it came across, because we heard it in our head, but we never spoke it out and we never listened. We were so busy trying to get our point. What I oftentimes do is I think about the possibility of what someone might say as a counter response. And then I develop a strategy. Let's say I want to go at my job and I want to raise. And he can say, well, the budget of the company probably at this point doesn't give us. And I was like, well, I really thought about this, and last year I made the company $1.3 million. And I really love working for this company. And I helped the company get a raise. And I think it's an opportunity. It would be a benefit for me to be here with them, because I would not ever want to take my services in somewhere else and help another company with the same competitive edge. I believe working for this company is my joy, and I enjoy working here. And I'm a team player. And the person says, so you're a team player, but you think about working for someone else? Well, no. The money is making me think about working somewhere else, not the job. I love working with you. You're a wonderful team. So you'll leave the team over money. No, I wouldn't leave the team over money. I'll leave the team over making sure that I can take care of my family. As though any of us would do, because we're concerned about our family. And what makes me the strong team player that I am is having a family that depends on me. It drives me. Body language is just as important as spoken language. So if you are serious, you look them in the eye and says, give me a close-up. You look him in the eye, I can't do this. I want to, but this is not working. I'm perplexed and really concerned. The worst thing is, ready? You know, you always mistreating me. And no, it's time to smile. If you're a smiley person, you better hold your smile back in. Man, you always coming at me the wrong way and saying stuff to me. No, that's not assertiveness. Your body language need to match what you speak. One of the greatest challenges that many people is their body language does not match the words coming out of their mouth. So when that happens, you're never taken seriously. Especially people that love to smile. I hate some people had dental work done. Because when they get dental work done, they always want to smile. Always want to show all 32s. No, they mistreated you. No, it's not a laughing matter. Mm-mm. So you thought all the work I did wasn't appreciated. I'm not sure how we're going to continue to go on with this relationship. I oftentimes say you have to act confident even when you don't feel like it. If you're nervous, sit on your hands. If you know your hands going to shake like this, just sit on your hands. Well, I've just really looked at it and don't think it's something I can do. Or I looked at it, I can do it. I can knock this out of the ballpark. If you're ready to give me a chance, I'm ready to show you. This is the project that I can handle. You have to be confident. If you engage with a posture of that you are scary and you may not be able to do it, keep an upright posture, lean forward a little bit towards them, not back. Back can say you're arrogant or too laid back. You lean in. This job, I can do this. I got this. Make regular eye contact with the person. It's another form of flirting. Look them in the eyes. I can do this. See this face? I got you. Maintain a neutral and a positive facial expression. Don't let people be able to read you. They don't know what you're finna say. Well, don't let them be able to figure out what you're going to say. They shouldn't be able to tell how you're going to move, what your actions are going to be about, how you're going to proceed. Come off with a natural, positive facial expression. Keep them guessing. Don't wring your hands and use dramatic gestures like you're nervous. Ready? Stay calm. Don't lose your temper and let a discussion turn into an argument. Y'all talking? No, man, I ain't doing this. I can't. Keep it calm. Stay calm. Never raise your voice. It's a surefire sign that you're not on a strong footing. They can move you. Be confident. Keep your tone. People that get too loud too fast, they're nervous. Breathe normally. Look the person in the eye. Keep your face react and your voice normal. No, sir. So I don't think we need you here anymore. Sir, I've been at this company for the last 12 years, and I can understand why you might feel that way, because you've seen a lot of people come, but I don't believe that they've made the size of contribution that I've made to this company. And I would dare not want my presence to be missed, as well as I would miss the opportunity of working with this team. Be patient. If you gain a reputation for being a pushover, sadly, you're not going to lose it overnight. Pushover, sadly, you're not going to lose this overnight. Being assertive is a skill that you have to practice. Be assertive is a skill that you have to practice over and over again. At first, practice your new skill in a low-risk environment. Be assertive at the cashier, at the restaurant. Do it somewhere where you can't, no ma'am, that's not what I asked for. I asked for a Coke, not a Diet Coke. And smile, be nice. You can be assertive. Last point, you will sometimes do better than other times, but you can always learn from your mistakes. You may not always practice the greatest level of assertiveness. Sometimes you're going to fail at being assertive. But you go back at it and you try it again and you do it again. And the more you do it, the better you become. Now, one of the things I've learned is that many people struggle with assertiveness is because they don't know what they want. You can get a tight close-up on me. Many people struggle with assertiveness because they don't know what they want. You can't assert an ideology until you know what your ideology is. Many times people don't know what you want. They mistreat you because you have allowed yourself to be mistreated because you don't have a standard. No one knows what you want. So we start off by saying to every relationship, this is what I expect. This is how I expect to be treated. Lay your ground rules. Tell people how you want to be treated. Stop hoping people going to catch your signals. Sometimes people get hurt because they're trying to say, I like you a lot, but I don't want to be embarrassed. And they never say it. And they never come out of their mouth. And then the person never know. It's like they're supposed to have a crystal ball and to see it. Oh, Tiffany likes me. James likes me. They want something more. No, sometimes you have to be willing to open up your mouth and say, and give that slight flirt. Give that opportunity. Be willing to exchange. Yeah, I think I would love for you to consider me for this job. Says, well, we'll have to think about it. Start with the opportunity. Sometimes you never say that you want the opportunity. And so people don't think you want advancement. They think you like the mediocrity in which you do all the time. You have to be willing to engage in being heard. And many times what happens with people is that they will not engage in being heard. You love in the shadows, you desire in a hole, and you never communicate your true inner desires. And then when people trample over your feelings, you feel like they wronged you. No, they didn't wrong you, because you never told them what hurt, what you want, what you desire. The only person to blame for failure many times in your life is you, because you never stated that you wanted to try. Now, many of us hold these feelings inside and we are balancing our emotions and trying to work through them. But I want you to make yourself a goal, a plan. I'm going to tell people what I want, how I want to be treated. Now, if they violate, then we got a problem. We got a problem. Then I gotta teach them how to treat me. And teaching them how to treat me is a process, because I may have allowed them to treat me poorly before. And I got to start teaching them how to treat me right. And that's a process. And that will not happen overnight. But it is possible. And ready? The mediocrity of the person may suggest that they will never get it right. Then I need to be willing to cut my ties and move on. And that may hurt, but I got to do what's best for me. Sometimes we're so busy doing what's best for other people that we don't do what's best for us. And then we hurt, and other people move on with their lives. Oftentimes I ask myself this question: the no that I'm getting ready to give, with the person on the other end give me the same no? If they would, I'm going to share this with you. I have no doubt in my mind that they would say no. That I should have no doubt in my mind looking at them and say, I'm sorry, but I can't. I won't. I'm not able to do it. Not this time, buddy. And keep it moving. Treat people the way you want to be treated. But ready? Treat people the way they treat you. That's a powerful lesson. Or how they would treat you. And many times it'll save yourself from being hurt. All right. I've been asking some people for some homework assignments, and they're still procrastinating. Even one person in this room here is still behind getting my assignments to them. So we got to get ourselves together and move into getting things done. So I'm excited. Thank you. It's been a wonderful session. Please get me my work turned into me, and have a wonderful night. Thank you. Class was a little shorter tonight, and enjoy your holiday season. Peace.